And this module is related to the society, the economy, and the environment, natural sources. Now, the natural sources, which are very much important context with reference to globalization, because the major context, just like if multinational corporations, they are moving towards exploration of different kind of petroleum or minerals, and they are going to do that across the world. So this means that is playing vital role. So we need to understand this whole environmental and natural resource management context here. First of all, the knowledge of environment and resources has increased over the time whenever people are getting more information regarding their production, their productivity, and the type of resources available in the economies, in the countries, and how they can be used to generate different kind of goods and services which may help to fulfill some kind of basic needs of human being. Secondly, devise social organizations were needed, because what kind of social organizations are required to manage and exploit these resources successfully, that were need to be devised. So that were devised over the time. So mean to say, just like oil, how you can use this petroleum to become more productive economy. So that was just like the knowledge was obtained about that, and then it was how it can be explored, need some kind of institutional setup, some kind of management. So that was happened, different kind of organization and different kind of companies setting. Then the basic needs and living standards, they were definitely focused in terms of improvement, and they were considered previously the function of nature. And nature includes, the agricultural, fisheries, extractive industries. So these were the prime source of different kind of goods and services available to the economy. And then these are further function of technologies to harness energy and the matter, or all these sources. How you can extract fish out of the sea, how much time you need, how much cost you need, how much investment you need to extract oil or petroleum from the land. So all these need to be focused with reference to basic needs and improvement of living standards. Then the geographical evolution have happened in terms of search and exploration of natural sources, because previously people believe that whatever natural sources they have to utilize it. So once they learn to utilize these sources for productive purpose, for their needs, fulfilling their needs, then they start finding new resources. So the exploration and search has been setting. Mode of production. What kind of mode of production and distribution of power? These were major context, because actually they help to identify the utilization of these sources on the one side, and secondly, whatever benefit you are going to acquire through these sources is going to be transformed through distribution of power. So transform via complexity of organization, self-sufficient local to globally integrated economic system, mean to say independence has grown up over the time. So actually what happens, the mode of productions, because the specialization is going to improve or required or desirable, division of labor is going to happen. So that is leading towards the changing the mode of production. Then along with this, the labor intensive technique, the capital intensive techniques, the land intensive technique. So different kind of techniques are available. So which is going to be more suitable to with reference to a particular country need to be identified, and definitely it happens through the different kind of complex organizations which are going to make this kind of decisions. Then distribution of power, how these powers are going to be accumulated through the integrated global economy. Because previously self-sufficient economies mean whatever you can have, you can produce these sources and you consume these goods. But now globally integrated situation means your resources are going to be used somewhere else in the world, and you are going to use the resources available in some other part of the world here. So in this way, dependence has grown up. Secondly, environmental resources were considered important, because you know that every person has a lifespan, and within the lifespan, some of the resources are renewable or again available, but many other sources may not be available in the same lifespan, may be available in different generations. Across generations, these are available, but within a particular generation, they are not available as such. So there are renewable resources were considered flow, because they are available with some flow, just like tree, water, fish, and so on. On the other side, non-renewable sources are there, which are available across generations in the long period of time, but not in the short period of time in lifespan of 1 generation or 2 generations. So these are considered stock. So just like coal is a very good example of that. So it needs some time. So actually, you know that photosynthesis is going to happen, and it is just like the absorption of solar power, solar energy, which is mentioned as low entropy energy. It converts the matter for direct human usable form. So just like the coal can be used to make fire, and that fire can be used to for different kind of purposes, to generate some kind of energy, to generate some kind of heat energy, or then you can convert it into kinetic energy or other kind of energy form. So you can run a engine through the coal. You can use it in different kind of productive activities. This means it is usable directly by human. Balance is essential related to the rate of solar energy captured by the environment. It must be equal to the rate of exploitation of the resultant resource. Mean how much coal is being produced by nature, because it is going to be generated just like the woods fallen through the flood, and then they are going to be dumped in the land, and then solar energy is going to convert them into the coal, and then they are going to be extracted by the human. So that rate should be same. In that case, that particular source will continually available. Otherwise, if the rate of consumption is higher than the rate of regeneration or reproduction, then definitely you are going to lose that after some time. Then the environmental degradation is going to happen. It is just like the exhausting the resource. If a particular resource is going to be totally exhausted, it is going to create environmental degradation. Then the constraint on economic activity is required, because if economic activities are going to move beyond these particular spheres in which you are not going to keep this rate of use and rate of regeneration equal, then this means if inequality comes, then it may happen due to economic activity. So control over economic activity is important. So flow dependent and lacks technology to escape. So on the one side, it is this constraint shows that it is flow dependent, mean how much flow of that resource is going on, so the economic activity is going on. Once the flow is going to disturb, economic activity is disturbed. Secondly, technology to escape from this is not available. Just like if let's suppose there is no technology to generate any kind of electricity or any kind of energy without coal, then you don't escape to use the coal. You have to use coal in any case. But now you know that variety of hydroelectric energy system is there, solar electric energy system is there, atomic energy electric system is there. So many other biogas or gas through natural gas, you can produce like energy or electricity. So these kind of differences may exist. This means now the technologies allow us to escape that kind of situation with respect to this example. Then consumption of resources, that is going to change the quantity available and the quality of environment. Definitely resource is going to be consumed, then it is going to generate a new product. Specifically, one good example is that whenever we are going to burn the coal, it generates heat, smoke and ash, and these are the byproducts, and the pollutants are deteriorating environment, and it is going to generate the cost to the society. Heat is going to be consumed, but some part of the heat is going to be the part of the whole environment. So overall heat is going to grow. Smoke, it is going to cannot be removed. Ash cannot be removed. So they exist into the system. So secondly, second law of thermodynamics, if we observe this, the low entropy resource use leads towards transform high entropy matter. So this is just like good example that coal is transformed into heat, smoke, ash. Smoke, heat, ash, all these are high entropy in matter, and coal by itself is a low entropy matter. So that kind of situation is going to happen. So care is required in terms of economic activities whenever the natural resources are being used. Slow recognition, but action is going to be taken. Mean to say, people don't realize that the environment is going to deteriorate or damage due to their consumption or due to their economic activities. So later they realize, and once they realize, they start taking action to control this kind of economic activity is going to affect the global environment. So the local air quality control has been done, as well as the global ozone depletion which is the most important because whole globe, whole world is going to affect due to this. So the unequal distribution of resources are also going to create that kind of situation. This is a simple example of natural sources, which is just like showing that across the world what kind of sources are available where. So the coal, the natural gas, the petroleum, the uranium, they are going to be mentioned here across the world. So some of the things are available more in Africa, and then South America. If you observe, this is copper, bauxite, gold. Gold is mostly available in this Asia side, and then iron ore and silver. Silver is some in Australia and some in North America. So in this way, different kind of division of these sources are natural sources are available across the globe through this diagram.